Hello, friends. We have just finished our Earth structure. We talked about different kinds of, uh, Earth's layers that we have. We talked about the inner core, the outer core, a mantle, and all that, right? So now, I just want you to play around with the diagram here. It says Earth's structure. What's inside the Earth? In the early part of the 20th century, geologists studied the vibration, that is, the seismic waves generated by the earthquakes, to learn more about the structure of the Earth's interiors. They discovered that it is made up of these distinct layers. But what are they? They are the crust, the mantle, and the core. So always remember the Earth's interiors are always the crust, the mantle, the inner core, the outer core, right? So now if you look into the cross section, and if I want to just look at the crust, I click the crust and you can see when the earth is complete, how the crust is, what's the shape of the crust. And you can also see the cross section of the crust and the mantle. So this is the crust and here is the mantle, right? Now, what is a crust? Crust is hard. So if you want to learn the features of the crust, easy way, this is the easy way because you have a picture here, you have a diagram here, and also you have the data, right? It says crust, hard and rich. It's the earth's outermost and the thinnest layer, only a few miles, which is 5 kilometers thick under the ocean and averaging about 20 miles thick under the continents. So again, crust is the area where we stand, where we park our cars, where we water our lawns. So that initial place where we are standing or building our house is nothing but the crust. And it is hard, it's rich, it's the earth's outermost and the thinnest layer. It has, if it is in the form of ocean, it will be only a few miles or a few kilometers. And if it is in the form of continents, it is 20 miles or 30 kilometers thick. That's it. Now, you play around. If I click inner core and I want to know more about inner core, it shows you click inner core and things in the inner core comes, both inner core and outer core. And then it says extremely hot, solid sphere of mostly iron and nickel. So inner core is always iron and nickel at the center of the earth. Okay, it is around 3,200 miles to 3,960 miles, which is otherwise about 5,000 kilometers, or 6,000, about 6,000 kilometers below the surface, and about 750 miles in diameter. So it is easier to learn this way when you have an interactive thing. So now I'm going to go to the outer core. Outer core. The outer core is the only liquid layer of the earth. So in the entire earth, the outer core is the only area where you can find liquid. Okay, and the sea of mostly it'll be of iron and nickel. It's roughly about 1,800 to 3,200 miles, which is about 2,890 to 5,150 kilometers below the surface, and about 1,400 miles thick. So if you want data and to be with more and looking at the picture and able to understand and grab the data, this is the best thing. This is an interactive place where you can click and figure out which is the earth's crust, which is inner core, which is the outer core, which is the mantle, etc. Okay, so if you want to, you can always practice at this. Okay? So this is the last thing for from our document. The rest everything has been talked about. We did that. Now we have an interactive earth structure where you can log in and you can again look into all this, right? The data, and it's easier to click. If I want to know anything about crust, I click the crust and then the data of the crust is given. And then you can also have a cross section of the crust and the mantle. If I have inner core and I want to look at the inner core and want my data to be popped up too, I can click inner core and then all the things regarding inner core will come up as well as a cross section. Now, if I want outer core, same thing again, I can see inner core, outer core, and I have the data about outer core. Now, if I want mantle, sorry about that. If I want mantle, I click mantle and then I can select the parts of the. So here, this is a very nice interactive earth structure where you can learn as well as memorize and keep things in your mind. So having said that, make sure that you go learn it and then have your notes written down, draw the structure, and that's how you always, it will be always in your memory. Okay, I know everybody can do it. Try your best and do good.